During the height of the Vietnam War, if you were stationed here at Marine Outpost Con Tien, it was like a death sentence.
Emergency medevac, ASAP.
Was there a worse place you could have been?
Not then. It just seemed like a matter of time for everybody.
Scott Harrison, then a 19-year-old corporal, says he got through those dark days thanks, in no small part, to a music box like this one. His sister sent it to him, and during breaks in the fighting, he used to hold it tight to his ear.
And I would close my eyes and I would think of a carousel in a mountain meadow.
A carousel?
A carousel in a mountain meadow. An image totally opposite of where people are trying to kill each other.
And it was always the same image?
Yeah.
Over and over?
Yeah.
Scott says that delicate tinkling of a simpler time lowered his adrenaline and tempered the brutality. Eventually, he was wounded, evacuated, and reintegrated into civilian life. Scott left Vietnam in 1968, but the war never left him. He battled PTSD with alcohol, tried living alone on a boat in the ocean, but nothing worked. And that's when he circled back to that carousel vision, that one he conjured so long ago.
I thought that if I could start actually making that vision come true, it would keep me on an even keel and make me happier.
So he bought a broken down carousel and for the next 26 years carved brand new animals for it. Today, here in Nederland, Colorado, in a mountain valley just like the one he envisioned, you'll find a carousel like none you've ever seen. The Carousel of Happiness is a nonprofit, and over the past 15 years, it has delighted more than 1 million people and profoundly changed at least one.
Just to go to that carousel and see everybody having such a great time is good medicine for me. Because I started out trying to treat myself, and then it just changed into something that I could do for others.
The healing power of compassion. It's what makes the world go round. Steve Hartman on the road in Nederland, Colorado.
We end tonight in Peru, Illinois, about 100 miles southwest of Chicago. It's the site of a special reunion featuring vintage warplanes and the veterans who once flew them. CBS's Noel Brennan has our weekend journal.
Weathered warbirds from World War II.
Excellent, that works for me.
Still have life and lift under their wings. They put on a show in Peru, Illinois. The TBM Avenger Reunion.
Every airplane that you see out here is a veteran military airplane.
But more impressive than the planes is the veteran hanging in the hangar.
You were a truck driver before you joined the Navy? I didn't know that.
Alvin Gould is 100 now, but he was once a 17-year-old in the Navy, more nervous around girls than torpedo bombers.
I'm not that shy around them now.
He has a girlfriend now.
A lifetime later, he still lives for that feeling of flying in a warbird.
I probably have thousands of hours as old as I am. I started at 17, been flying for 83 years.
His plane of choice hasn't changed.
This is a TBM Avenger torpedo bomber.
Alvin swears he's in better shape than the aircraft.
I'm not that rusty yet.
During the war, Alvin was a turret gunner, and he can show you exactly what that was like.
No, I'm gonna go in this way.
Every year of the air show, it's like a tight squeeze back in time.
Is your butt all the way back in?
That's it.
Suddenly, a 100-year-old is 17 again, almost.
Well, I was a lot younger then and more resilient.
Hard to imagine anything more resilient than a veteran. or the vintage planes they once flew. The TBM Avenger Reunion reunites them both. Is there an air show like this anywhere else in the country?
I don't believe so. That really honors veterans quite as much as we do.
Peru will keep the show going for vets like Alvin. As long as there's life to live and lift under wings.
Taps, Tim. Start taps.
Noel Brennan, CBS News, Peru, Illinois.
They definitely still got it. Never rusty.
Burst of joy. It's the homecoming feeling every Vietnam vet imagined. It's also the name of this Pulitzer Prize-winning photo of a returning POW in 1973. But for many vets, that unpopular war turned their homecoming into another battle scar. Until now, as Doug Dunbar of CBS News Texas shows us from Washington in tonight's Weekend Journal.
It is so easy to remember the pain of being forgotten.
It kind of gets to you. It really does. When I first had somebody say, "Thanks for your service," I couldn't even talk.
Nearly 40 Vietnam War veterans with deeply personal stories of the pain of war and the hurt and shame when they came home.
It was very discouraging to think that I'd been over there fighting and these people were doing that to me when I came back. So you kept it quiet for a long time, never talked about it much.
The journey to the memorials in Washington for the nearly 40 Vietnam War veterans saw 5 decades of emotion slowly beginning to surface.
Thinking about how many of these people I knew, how many of them I don't know. I know there's a lot of names up here. It touches me.
Trying to look at all these names is just overwhelming.
You could feel a common grief, and for some, a common guilt.
They're the heroes. We're just the guys that survived, and we live with the guilt that we survived. That's the one thing that I feel like I've always felt guilty.
The first thing that really grabs your attention at the Vietnam War Memorial Wall is the size of it, the enormity. It gets bigger as you walk down. The names stay the same size. 58,000 plus names on here, and everybody knows somebody, and that includes me. It's a picture of my dad. That's my dad's name.
It's a moving experience. Somebody you love so much, you just can't stand in these eyes, and it takes you part of your heart away. So I'm really like him.
I understand that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I understand.
Thank you for your service.
If time has the ability to heal, the clock moved unfairly slow for those in the Vietnam War.
Thank y'all for coming out.
But it's amazing what just 36 hours showing you care can do.
You know, the homecoming we got was terrible. And today, when we got off that airplane and those people were clapping, that meant the world to me, because it took me a long, long time to get over. I don't know that I ever got over it 100%.
Doug Dunbar, CBS News, Fort Worth, Dallas.
It has been more than 80 years since retired Colonel Arnold Gabriel took an enlistment oath to defend this country during World War II. And to this day, he remains a man of his word. Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
At 100 years old, just tying your own laces is an accomplishment. But a few weeks ago, Arnold Gabriel of Arlington, Virginia, got suited up for something much more impressive. This retired Air Force colonel was once conductor of the U.S. Air Force Band. Under his leadership, the band became internationally renowned. One of his biggest fans, this guy, Bruce Moss, conductor of the Wheaton Municipal Band in Wheaton, Illinois. Bruce even invited Colonel Gabriel to be a guest conductor once.
He did not know me. He did not know the band. But he fell in love with the band over time and kept coming back.
And on one of those subsequent visits, Bruce said to Colonel Gabriel, who was in his 70s at the time, "You look so good, I bet you'll still be conducting at 100. Gabriel said, "I fully intend to." And when Bruce heard that, he saw an opportunity too good to pass up.
So I went home, wrote a contract, and mailed it to him.
Making him sign that he would come and conduct on his 100th birthday.
Yes. He said, of course, if I don't make it to 100, this contract's null and void, but don't count on it.
His health is declining, and he can't travel anymore. But he was determined to honor his commitment.
Your word is your bond. If you sign a contract, you have to fulfill it. Yeah. No question about it.
And that's why, last month, remotely, he struck up the band one last time.
It felt like I was there on stage with them.
Even at 100, he kept perfect time. But more importantly, he kept his word. Steve Hartman, CBS News, on the road.
Kiyoshi Muranaga, Medal of Honor recipient, who forced the retreat of a German artillery gun firing at his buddies. Second Lieutenant Daniel Inouye, Medal of Honor recipient, who fought after his arm was shattered, came home to become a U.S. Senator from Hawaii. Both men from the 442nd Regiment, made up of Japanese Americans, one of the most decorated units in World War II, fighting for a country that locked up many of their families as enemies of America. The memories flow when Yoshia Nakamura sees the pictures of fellow veterans at the Japanese-American National Museum in Los Angeles.
Why were you willing to serve a country that, as you say, took away your rights?
Well, I was willing to serve the United States government. I had a great faith that the incarceration of Japanese Americans was a big mistake.
1942, 120,000 American citizens of Japanese descent on the West Coast were forced to abandon homes and sent to internment, some said concentration camps. June Aochi Burke was 10 when she went from American-born citizen to prisoner.
We could not leave because of the barbed wires that were around us and the guard towers with the military guards looking down at us.
But her brother volunteered to go to war. Linda Gambo's father was drafted.
He was in a camp, in the internment camp or concentration camp, and felt betrayed almost by a country that he had lived in.
What do you want Americans to remember about them?
We all are here for the American dream, and they gave their lives for that. They fought for peace and freedom, and we have to honor that.
Men like Private First Class Sadao Munamori, Medal of Honor recipient, who threw himself on a grenade to save his friends. One of many Americans who never came back. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Denver.
Since the attacks on September 11, 2001, more than 7,000 U.S. service members have died in military operations. During that same time period, about 4 times as many, more than 30,000 active duty service members and veterans have died by suicide. In tonight's Eye on America, CBS's Margaret Brennan introduces us to a veteran who is raising money to honor the dead and support the living.
You've got fans. After 4 combat tours in Afghanistan, retired Army Colonel Chris Kalenda wanted to honor his fellow soldiers.
So you went from not riding a bicycle in 20 years to riding 1,700 miles.
I said to myself, I'm not getting any younger.
Kalenda biked cross-country to visit the grave sites of the 6 fallen paratroopers from the unit he commanded.
These are the names of the guys.
How does it feel to have completed it now?
I feel a lot of gratitude. Gratitude for the service and sacrifice of our 6 fallen heroes. Gratitude for the 800 who had my back for 15 months.
Combat changed the survivors. Many struggle with post-traumatic stress.
One of our paratroopers, he now lives in a dumpster. He's a meth addict. In our unit alone, we've lost more to suicide and substance abuse than enemy fire. We had one of our paratroopers die 2 weeks ago by suicide.
How should people ask veterans about their service?
What was the best experience you ever had? What was the most awesome thing about your service? Very positive questions.
The chaotic end to the U.S. war in Afghanistan also triggered emotions.
Over 2,300 service members killed, to include 6 of my own, from my own unit. Tens of thousands wounded. $2 trillion spent, 20 years. And to see it all come crashing down like a house of cards, I was very angry.
He put it all into that ride, scaling a steep 4-mile hill in Pennsylvania to visit the grave of Captain Dave Boris.
I don't think I ever gave myself the permission, the room to grieve for him. I'm imagining Dave next to me. Of course, he would have beat me up that mountain. He would have been taunting me the whole way.
On that 1,700-mile journey, he learned that sometimes you've got to open old wounds to heal better. For Eye on America, Margaret Brennan, Washington.
This weekend will mark 82 years since D-Day, the largest seaborne assault in military history. And we were there on the 80th anniversary to meet with some of the precious few D-Day veterans still well enough to return. But those trips continue this weekend. The Best Defense Foundation, with help from Delta, has flown 25 veterans back to Normandy. Arthur Rose is one of them. Now 107, he was 25 and a lieutenant in the Navy on D-Day, overseeing 36 landing craft packed with supplies to help the Army hold the beaches. And hold the beaches they did. What a country we are, he told his family in a letter afterwards. And speaking once again from France, he told us that's still how he feels.
I love America. I think it's the savior of the world.
When you cover the day's news as we do, you can sometimes lose perspective on the decades. But Arthur Rose hasn't. Born at a time when women couldn't vote, the Army he served in was segregated, and phones came with a hand crank. He tells us he's amazed by the way people live today.
I think they're provided with food better than in the past, and certainly with television and radio and cars and all that. Life is certainly much easier and better for all people of the world.
A world that now, 82 years after D-Day, is better and freer than the one that came before, and in no small part because of Arthur's generation.
About 1 in 7 senior citizens are veterans. In their later years, many of them face challenges to get the care they need. Now, the Department of Veterans Affairs is exploring a way to help. In tonight's Eye on America, CBS's James Brown reports on an approach that relies on the time-honored idea that there's no place like home.
Chantel Cross and her 2 kids set 3 extra places for dinner.
You want more, Charlie?
And Charles McCoubry, Peter Samaras, and Eckhart Teese couldn't be happier to have a seat at the table.
I like living here.
The 3 men are part of what's called the Medical Foster Home Program.
You gonna play catch with Charlie?
An innovative approach to an old problem.
Oh, we catch it, Pete.
Taking care of veterans who need extra care later in life.
Give me what some of the advantages are of living here in a home as opposed to a nursing facility.
It's nice here, and being in a nursing home, they just throw you away. They ignore you. But here we're like part of the family.
All 3 men served in the military in the late 60s and early 70s. Charles in the Navy, Peter and Eckhart in the Army, which is the subject of some good-natured ribbing in their home.
What do you guys like about each other?
Nothing. He's like a brother to me, yeah.
Good job.
Chantel's career began in a nursing home, but she realized she could provide a more comfortable environment in her home.
Very good.
Medical professionals and social workers visit the vets.
I know you're doing it, Charlie.
Chantel also takes them to services outside the home.
The daycare center they go to is wonderful. We take the guys out to the mall, let them do some walking. Somebody might want coffee. We get them ice cream.
Our caregivers treat the veterans as their own family.
Dana Cooper is the VA's Director of Home and Community Care. She oversees the medical foster home program.
The caregivers have to live in the home with the veteran, and so we really see that family bond and relationship.
It takes a different person to do this, Ms. Cooper.
Yeah.
Why?
I believe that every veteran has a right to remain and age in place and be with people who surround them with love.
Almost half of the veteran population is 65 and over. Nursing homes can cost over $100,000 per year out of pocket. The medical foster program costs vets less than half that. Caregivers receive, on average, $2,800 per month from each veteran living in their home.
Chantel, what do you get out of this?
A lot. It gives me a peace of mind to know that I'm able to help others and give back. I love helping others and I love giving back.
The program began in 2002 in Arkansas, Florida, and Puerto Rico. Today, it's found in 47 states where over 700 veterans receive home care from approximately 500 caregivers. How long do you envision yourself doing this?
Forever. I don't ever want to stop.
Any veteran enrolled in the VA system is eligible for this program.
You understand?
A program that serves as a powerful reminder about the healing power of home. For Eye on America,
Hey, Charlie.
I'm James Brown in Baltimore.